I hope you guys are having a great day so far. We're ready to go. So just trying to get some stuff through. So like I said, I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Hope everything's going good. Hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, just say something in the chat. So it's another episode of Strategy Sunday. Hopefully, chat, everybody can hear me. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear me? I'm always paranoid about the audio now, so hopefully everybody can hear me okay. I'm always paranoid about the audio. So how you guys on Instagram? Yes, you guys can hear me okay. So we got a great Strategy Sunday tonight. We're going to talk about premiums. We're going to talk about Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. We're going to talk about Bitcoin run, what's happening with that. We're going to talk about the AI run. Is it over? We're going to talk about quantum computing. We're going to talk about 10 bull stocks that are great stocks to buy over the next year when the bull run hits. And we're going to talk about one hidden stock that nobody knows that's going to blow up similar to what Nvidia did. Now, I got a lot of people. If you got an echo, that's your fault. So let me see if there's an echo. Let me get this out. Yeah, the echo should be gone now. So back to what I was saying. Echo should be gone. So back to what I was saying is that over the last few months, I've been one of the only people that's been right about at least 10 or 15 stocks. And I want to address this, right? Because I put up a post early on Instagram about 3 or 4 days ago. I said, I'm the only one being right. So people start coming at me with names and stuff like that. Y'all don't understand. A lot of people don't understand what it means when you are right, right? Is that if I tell you to buy at a certain price and the price never gets there, and then I claim I'm right when a stock goes up, I'm wrong in that case. You see, or if I tell you that this group of stocks may go up and I tell you 10 stocks go up and one goes up out of the 10, I'm not right. Or if I tell you pick a random stock in a bull market and that stock goes up, but other stocks go up a lot more, I'm still not right. Now, what the key is to pinpoint the stocks that are going to go up the most in a group of stocks at the right time. Right? And people don't understand the difference. That's why so many people lose money in stocks, crypto, and other assets, because it's not only about picking the right asset, it's about timing. And you have to have both of those things to be right. I could sit here and throw darts at stocks. Eventually, all stocks are going to go up with enough time. I mean, that's obvious. But to be right is that you pick the best possible or the best possible investment in a group of investments. If the overall market goes up 8, 9, 10%, and my stock goes up 11%, I'm not really right. I guess I am right in a way. Let's say 8%. If my stock goes below what the regular index went up, I'm wrong. But most people will use that to take you to trick you and to bamboozle you. That's what people do. There's a lot of scams and a lot of frauds on social media. And it's so sad to see a lot of people fall right for it. Right, and they spend hundreds. I mean, these people charge ridiculous amounts of money, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70,000 to get their advice, and their advice is garbage. And I'll go ahead and say it. So let's move on. So we want to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about last week. For some reason, I was in Puerto Rico, and I could not post the live I did there for some reason. It would not post. It just wouldn't post. So that's why you guys didn't get it. But last week we talked about the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. We talked about the premiums had collapsed completely and it was undervalued. Went up 40% this week. That's timing and that's picking the right stock. That's timing and that's picking the right stock, right? Anybody say anything crazy on Instagram, you're getting blocked instantly. Let me, where are you at, Mark? I'm gonna make you the moderator. So put a message, Mark, so I can make you the moderator. So back to what I was saying is Grayscale went up 40% in 1 day. I mean, in 1 week, 40% in 1 week. And I called this out on Sunday. A lot of people were watching Family Guy, watching America Dad, and missed a 40%, maybe even more opportunity, right? And that's how people lose money. They'd rather feed their mind with garbage than to learn the truth. So let's move. could Grayscale go? As it's still going to go up. A lot of people missed the opportunity, but it can still continue. Bitcoin's at what, 31,000 today, I think. And this is the opportunity. It's 30,300, right? And watching the BET Awards. See that? You're right. You're right. Watching the BET Awards. So, as I said, entertainment's okay. I have fun and do stuff all the time, but it has to be a balance there because the world, and I want to, I forget his name, but he's a smart dude. I'll mention him later. But he put up a post and he said, do you know what entertainment means? Now, I'm a student of language. I speak 3 languages. I have a bachelor's degree in languages and literature. Y'all don't know that. That was my second bachelor's. I got one in computer science, one in languages and literature concurrently. I'm sorry, I'm a little sick before I went to grad school. So the word entertainment is actually from Latin. The word enter, the word tainment. Those 2 parts of words make up. Enter means inside, get inside, enter you. And tain means to keep hold of you. So literally what the word entertainment means is to get inside you and hold on to you. That's what the word entertainment means, to get inside you and hold on to you. And that's what a lot of y'all let entertainment does. You literally letting a spirit or something like a spirit get inside you and hold your entire life down. That's what the word entertain means. That's what the word entertain means. But let's move on to some more actionable stuff that we can learn, right? It was your post, David West. It was your post. There you go, man. It was David's post. It was somebody's post I saw. So back to what I was saying is that before we start one day, I want people on YouTube, I need you guys to like the content. People on Instagram, I need you to share the live with 10 of your friends. And we got 800 people in their YouTube right now. We got 761 on your Instagram. I need you guys to like the content. I need you guys to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed on YouTube. In Instagram, I need you guys to like it and also share the live with 10 of your friends. Put the word share in the comments. So we got a great show tonight. We're going to talk about premiums and not ChatGPT, but Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Now, because I couldn't post the video from last week. Now, remember, I'm a little sick tonight, so I'm going to drink a lot of water. I'm sorry. I hate to miss Strategy Sunday. I could be wherever I'm at in the world, and I still would try to get this information to you guys. So I'm a little sick, a little stuffed up. So it's going to take a little while for me to get through this. I've been kind of down for a couple of days. I'm sorry about this, but I just didn't want to cancel it. So premium pricing, we talked about this last week on Strategy Sunday. So the thing about premium pricing is that we understand what premium pricing is when we're dealing with products like Louis Vuitton, like Gucci, like Christian Dior. Now, what a premium price is every asset, it don't matter what it is. Every asset has a real price, what it's worth, right? What is it? What is this laptop worth to me? What is this phone worth to me? What is this camera worth to me? What is this room worth to me? There's a price. Everything has a price, right? If you stripped everything of all its brands, it has a value, what it's worth right now in the market. Now we add a brand to it that increases the value because that's called premium pricing. That's whatever the price is above what the real or intrinsic value is. Now assets, stocks, everything can have premium pricing. Any asset can. And what premium pricing is caused by is that any asset has a base price. It don't matter. If I strip the logos off this computer, you would just look at it as a laptop. You look at the specs, look at the thing, and it would have a value. Put a logo on there, now it has more of a value because you have $2,000. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that because I got Louis Vuitton stuff too, but I'm just saying that that's where the value comes from. So even in assets, even in stocks, even in real estate, there's premium pricing. And what that premium price is caused by is demand. That's why Louis Vuitton prices sell for $2,500 as opposed to $200 because people want to pay that. They're willing to pay over the intrinsic value to possess that bag. Same thing happens in assets. Now, when crypto blows up, things like the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust have premium value. That means that the price is that this is a trust. We all know what a trust is, right? A trust means that it's a company or a person or individual or organization that holds a bunch of assets in another person's name, and I could buy a piece of that. So it's easy to come up with the price of what Grayscale is worth. Whatever the assets are worth divided by the shares they give out, that's what the value is. There's nothing else there. It's not creating value. It's just a bunch of stuff they hold in a trust, different crypto assets, right? We know what the value is, but why does it trade above that? Because so much demand causes the prices to go above that. And that's what we call a premium price. Premiums always collapse eventually. So it's a dangerous time to buy this trust when it's over, when Bitcoin is hyped up. Now, we could take advantage of premium price if we could predict it. And that's what we did last Bitcoin run. I told you guys when everybody was asking about Grayscale, when all the other influencers telling you to buy it, I said the premium is about to collapse. You can't buy it. I remember I said that like 2 years ago. Immediately the premiums collapsed. People took a 60, 70% loss when Bitcoin only fell 20%. Now that's what happens. When Bitcoin goes up high, this trust goes up a lot higher. But when Bitcoin drops a little bit, it drops way lower, right? So now when it's low, is where the opportunity is. It's not when it's going up. You already missed it then. The premium's already included. You have to buy it when nobody's looking, like the rich, the elite, and the wealthy do. JP Morgan is investing in Bitcoin. A lot of other major corporations are investing in Bitcoin. We have to think like the big corporations, the rich, the elite, and the wealthy. That's how we get ahead. We don't jump in with the masses, with the crowds, with the herds. We don't deal with them. We think outside of them completely. We get ahead of them because you will never win with the herd. You'll never win with the crowd. You'll never win with the masses. It will never happen because the masses can't get rich. The system won't let them. So if you're doing what everybody else is doing, you're going to lose, guaranteed. And that extends to everything in your life. You have to be able to think differently than everybody else in everything you do. Not just stocks, crypto, whatever. Always be willing to think differently than everybody else because the masses will lead you to nothingness because the system is not built to let the masses win. It's simply not there. So if you jump in there with them, you're going to end up just like them. So you have to think differently, have to think ahead, have to be able to have a divergent mindset. So that's why I said buy Grayscale last week. It's up 40%. I still think it has some room to grow, but there's a lot more risk. Like we say, the jet's already in the sky. When the jet's in the sky, it's a little bit more risk. So you can buy it now. The best time was last week. It probably is going to still go up, but you got a lot more risk now than you had in last Sunday. Because when the jet's on the ground, that's when you get on there. You don't try to get on a jet once it's already taken off. It's too late. You have to wait for it to come back down. But it's still kind of just taking off. So it's not completely in the air yet, but just have to know that there's still more risk. There's a lot more risk than it was last week. So let's move on. Who says my audio keeps going in and out? Is that true? Or is it just that dude? What's wrong with my audio? Let me try to change it. There's nothing wrong with the audio, is it? Is anybody else having problems with my audio? No, let me try to fix it. Give me a second. If it's a delay, it's not much I could do about the delay. Let me see. Let me try to change it. All right, well, maybe it's good. So, yeah, I mean, I can't fix it mid-delay. So if it's a delay, I'm sorry. All right, so let's move on. Go to IG if it's messed up. So let's move on. So I want to talk about something else, right? Well, go to IG. Let's get the IG up to 1,000. Go to IG. We already got 840 on IG. Subscribe, like the content, then go to IG. I'll redo the video later. But like I said, let's move on. Let me see. So I want to talk about a few more things. Give me a second. Now I'm a little bit off. So Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin hit 30,000. A lot of the naysayers told you it was over. They said it was done. They said it was a scam. It dropped down to 15,000. And I remember what was so sad to me, and it always happens, man. And it kind of makes me sad because a lot of people who have the opportunity for a lot of wealth, they let their fear overwhelm them. And I never give people direct advice through DMs. If you call me, you ask me, I'm not going to give you direct advice on any investment, anything really. Maybe a job or so. If you're talking about tech jobs or something, I may do that. But I don't give I don't give direct investment advice over DMs, any kind of messenger, or really anyway, right? Not direct. But even on my one-to-one calls, I don't do that. I'll tell you strategies and I'll teach you how to think and I'll teach you how to tech jobs and how to increase your career, but I won't give you direct advice. So people were calling me and texting me and stuff when Bitcoin was at its lowest, about 15, 16,000. And they were frantically selling. And I told at least 100 people, do not sell at the lowest point. Do not sell. I said, they're tricking you. They're scamming you. They're trying to get you to get rid of it and using fear as a weapon to do that. And people sold like mad, man. They sold everything they had because a lot of people, when they're in stress, they go smoke that crack pipe or they smoke that cocaine or meth or whatever they smoke because they want to get rid of that feeling. They got to get rid of it. And that's what you do. You sell everything you got, and at least you're not scared no more. But you missed out on an opportunity for incredible wealth. Bitcoin's now at 30,000, right? So people missed out on double what they would have got. So now it's about half of where it was when it first fell, right? So where's Bitcoin going? We're still, remember, a lot of new people, so we're going to talk. We got 1,000 people in here tonight. I appreciate y'all. Share live with 10 of your friends. Also, before we move on, join the CNC. Mark, if you would put that in there so I can tag it. DM me the word CNC, or you can go to jointhecnc.com. That's our group that we have. We have a training group. We got free events. We do a lot of stuff. It's a great community. We have classes. We talk about real estate. We talk about stocks. We talk about crypto. We talk about everything that can make money and make you grow financially. And also just in your job or whatever. So if you want to join the CNC, if you're in the CNC, you made money last week, drop those money bags. You want to join the CNC, go to my link in my bio or DM me the word CNC and I'll give you the link tonight. So back to what I was saying is that we got something on the horizon. Right now it's July of 2023, June, sorry. It'll be July next week. I appreciate y'all. I like this shirt too. But so we're about 6, 7, 8, 9 months away from the Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin halving in all of Bitcoin history has always triggered a bull run. 6 months after, it triggers a bull run every single time. And it's on the horizon. Now, my prediction was that Bitcoin was going to go to 40, 50,000 slowly to around March, April of last year. March, April last year is going to hit. Bitcoin's going to 200,000. XRP is going to be above $20. Ethereum is going to be over 6,000, 7,000, maybe 10,000. And everybody's going to be sitting around like they didn't know. We've been talking about it for 2 years. We've been telling you what's going to happen. This is one of the biggest chances in your life. And I'm telling you, last chance to become wealthy. Because we can, and I'm going to talk about something else we're going to do now. You can use these opportunities. These opportunities come bam, bam, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, whatever. And you can use this to parlay more or less your winnings into the next investment. Now you could go up 5, 10, 50, 100 times where you started if you do it smartly. And each one is different, right? Each one is different. Now, that's why you have to be a master of multiple investments. You can't be a master of just stocks. You can't be a master of just crypto. You cannot be a master. If you're in poverty or you didn't have a lot of money growing up, everything you got is a tool. You have to fight with all your life with everything you got to reach those riches. Everything you got is a tool against the system that don't want you to be rich. You got to force your way in. Now, Bitcoin, like I said, is going to reach 250 in the next run. So we're at about a year now from that, a year and a half from that happening. I believe by the end of 24, 25, we're going to be at those valuations. Now I want to talk about a few more things, right? Nvidia, because a lot of people are asking about Nvidia. Like I said, before we get into Nvidia, share live with 10 of your friends, put the word share in the content. Put the word shared in the comments, and also DM me the word CNC to join the CNC. You have to send it in a message. You cannot send it to me straight up. So back to what I was saying is Nvidia, right? Where's Nvidia at? Because I've been kind of sick the last 3 days. I haven't really been looking at it, to be honest with you. It's at 422, I think. It's been 422. Yes, it dropped about 2%. Now, this is what I still strongly believe, that Nvidia is going to 1,000. Now, it may take a year or two, but it's probably going eventually at 1,000. Now, we have to look at Nvidia for what it is. Now, we start talking about it was at 620, 120, 130. We're up 300 and something percent right now. 300 and something percent. A lot of people are up. We're up thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. A lot of people in the CNC become millionaires off a couple of plays. Now, when we talked about just now is that you have to keep moving those gains into something else, because a part of the wealth building game is not only building wealth, making money. It's about protecting your wealth going forward, right? So we just made a bunch of money in Nvidia. Now, how do we protect this? Now, we know that the AI boom is going to keep going. We know that the stock's going to make, companies going to make a lot of money with this AI boom. But what's going to happen next? We look at history. We look at business. That's why when I told you have to have a tool belt, you also have to understand how general business works, competition works, right? Is that Nvidia is probably going to split. I'll give you that. It's probably going to split, and that's going to cause a little bit more demand, probably here in the next 6 months or so. It probably will split. And that's going to give an opportunity for a lot of people to get in at a cheaper price. But also on the second hand is that competition is going to creep in. Anytime, like let's say, for example, I'm in my neighborhood and I start doing some type of business, selling cookies or something, right? And my cookies selling for $1,000 each. And my cookies are selling for $1,000 each. It's only a small amount of time before, they'll split again. Tesla split 3 times in 2 years. So that don't mean nothing. It was too long ago. But competition will start creeping in. And then they'll start developing chips. A lot of companies have the potential. So what's going to happen is that Microsoft, Meta, all these other companies are now going to start creeping in, and they're going to reduce the profit margins that Nvidia is making. Now, if that's true, I believe that's going to happen. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these Nvidia profits, I already know what's coming, and I'm going to separate it into all of these AI companies, right? Instead of just one, right? I'm going to tell you which one. Right now, Nvidia is getting pretty high, and one thing that kind of scares me with Nvidia is that the insiders are selling. If you've been watching the news, you know that a lot of insiders are dumping stocks, so they know this is coming too. Google and Meta are also trying to make better chips. So with that being said, I think that I'm going to start taking some of these Meta profits out, putting them into just spreading them out across. I'm going to keep most of it in Meta, but I'm going to also put, like I already been putting stocks, money into Meta. I'll put some in Microsoft and put some in Google also, because I think those are the 4 that are always going to do well with AI. And also Palantir. We talked about that before. I think that's going to do well is also. So now, like I said, we're more than likely, I want to talk about this bull run and these 10 stocks to buy in this bull run, right? Then we're going to talk about one stock that I think the people are missing out on that has something to do with semiconductors. Before we do this, I need you guys to share live 10 of your friends. Let's get this live up to 1,100. We're already at 1099. And also, make sure if you want to join the CNC, which is our group, we go to jointhecnc.com. The price is now 76. I think we're moving it up to 86 next week or this week. It's a 5-star community. We provide instruction, accountability, stock picks, and signals. You also get to come to all the events for free. So we should have 1,200. So like I said, is that click the link in my bio or DM me the word CNC and I'll send you a link after this live is over. Like I said, I'm going to have to cut this short a little bit, man. I'd say I've been kind of sick the last couple of days. So I want to talk about these 10 stocks. If you're in the CNC, you can also text the word CNC to 89603. So if you're in the CNC, you've been making money, drop those money bags. Let me see how many money bags we can get. If you get locked in at a price, you get locked in forever. It's 76, 78 a month, I think now. It's going to be 86 next week. I think I got sick on the plane when I was in Puerto Rico last week. I got back, man, I didn't feel good for like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But I took a COVID test. It's not COVID. So I don't know, man. I'm not that, you ever been sick where it's not that bad, but you just don't feel 100%? That's how I am. My throat hurts. So that's all it is. It's not like I'm just in the bed or nothing. It's not like that. It's trying to rest and get back to 100%. At 90%, you get back to 100. Alex Feliciano, my cousin. So let's move on. I'm planning, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys now, we ain't doing that event in July 15th in Miami, but we are going to do one at the Apollo Theater. So that's coming up sometime in the next couple of months. I'll make sure you guys know. If you're in the CNC, of course, you're going to get free tickets, general admission. So let's get back to these 10 stocks, I think. I'm going to say them off pretty quick, and I'm going to say a little thing about them. So these 10 stocks that I'm going to start looking at, and I've already mentioned some of them, like Nvidia, of course. We've already talked about Tesla. We've already talked about Meta. But 4 stocks I really haven't talked about that much, and I'm going to start adding because what I'm trying to do in this strategy is take advantage of the overall bull market. And in this bull market, I think tech is going to lead the way, and I think AI, quantum computing, and those kind of new technologies going to lead even the way within tech. So, like I said, Nvidia, Tesla, Meta, it's going to be very tech heavy, except for one particular stock, which I think is going to do well in this. Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, which is Google, Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla, Meta. And there's one stock that I think would be very good. It's outside of tech. Now, I don't invest in a lot of companies outside of tech. Like I said, I know tech. So I kind of stick to tech and something related to tech. Even I may even go out to some material manufacturers or miners or something, like gold miners, stuff like that. But I kind of stick within tech. So this last stock is a stock that I think, and it's in the strength of the person who runs the company. And I believe he's identified the stocks and the investments that are going to do the best in this kind of environment. And that's Berkshire Hathaway, which is owned by Warren Buffett. That one I think could do well. And I'm not talking about the big one. I'm talking about the BRK.A and the BRK.B. They're selling that right now. It's not that expensive. So that's the one. That's the other ones I'm thinking about buying. So the last one, and I'll put this in I'll put all these stocks in the caption when I say upload this video, when I post this video, because I'm gonna post it because the YouTube's not working. But so back to what I was saying. I'll put somebody says, can you repeat the stocks? I'll put the stocks in the caption on YouTube and also in Instagram also. So right now we got 1,100 people on YouTube. On Instagram. We got 800 people on Instagram. We got a total of 2,000 people watching this live right now. If you're on YouTube, I need you guys to subscribe to the channel. It's 700 people on YouTube, but only 300 likes. That's almost disrespectful. I need y'all guys to like the content and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it. Yeah, me and Mark both, whenever me and Mark, the head analyst of the CNC, come together on a stock like Berkshire Hathaway, it usually does well. I'm just going to tell you that. So let's move on. last point I want to make is that people always come to me after Nvidia. So fine, right? It's always good. You're right about that. But those are higher risk stocks. I didn't want to put those in this portfolio. So I just want to talk a little bit about, let me see. So people keep asking me, what's the next Nvidia? It kind of makes me mad because, not mad, but kind of sad, because after I make a lot of people a lot of money with a big call, that's when everybody comes in. That's when everybody wants to know, which is nothing wrong with that. And I don't have a problem with it, really. It just kind of makes me frustrated. But people say, what's the next Nvidia, right? So there's one. Now, I'm an old school computer science person. I went back to my old school last week, a week before last, and they took me on a tour around the school and asked me to teach there. And we're going to do an event when the students come back in front of the whole student body. And like, it just brought back a lot of memories. And I remember how I used to, I used to be really, computer science and technology, I'm gonna be honest here before we go, it saved my life. Because, and I told that story to them too, because when I walked on that campus, I really had no idea what I was going to do with my life. I had no idea. I didn't even see myself graduating. And people say, well, why would you go to college if you didn't see yourself graduate? Because I just wanted something to do. I really didn't want to go to work full time, right? Because not yet. I felt like I was too young or whatever. So I was like, I just want to do something, man. So I remember I got real scared at the end of high school. The guidance counselors made me fill out the application. I got in All-SP. I mean, I don't want to tell the whole story, but I got into All-SP. And I ended up saving my life, really, right? So I found computer science, and that's the only thing in my life that actually like calmed me down and made me focus on it. I just had great interest towards. Like all the other stuff in high school, I never had interest towards. So I'm glad that happened. But I remember back in my old days when I used to work on computers and stuff, I used to do that on the side to make money. And at that time, there was like Apple. Actually, I hope I'm not getting this wrong, but I believe Apple, they didn't use Intel processors back then. They didn't use AMD, they used Micron. And Micron also made processors for cheap laptops, right? So that's the other processor company that people forget about, Micron. So it's like big three. It's like Intel, AMD, and there's Micron, which is like a cheaper processor. Their processors are not as good, and this is the reason why I'm going to invest in them, is because Micron is not, you remember back in the pandemic, right? I remember when I was smart though, and I don't know if I wasn't on live that much back then, is I got the mask way ahead of time. I saw what was happening in Japan, so I bought up a bunch of masks. So I had a bunch of masks, hundreds of masks in my garage. And then the pandemic hit, right? And all the masks were going off the shelves, right? And then you saw people walking around with like these weird masks, like the mask that you use when you're painting, or different kinds of masks out of Home Depot. They were all gone, right? So that kind of reminds me of this, is that when options are limited, people start going down farther than they would have in the first place. So what's happening now is that Nvidia is on, I think, a 3-month backlog for processors for AI. Intel is on a backlog also. Micron is the only company left. Now, I never was a big fan of their processors, but they're the only ones left. AMD, Intel, and then you got Nvidia, then you got Micron. Micron has done it pretty good so far, but it hasn't, like back 2 months ago, I told you AMD was going to blow up. That was the second wave, and it happened exactly like I said. The third wave is that the business people they don't have nobody else to go to. So they're going to, and when everybody's trying to compete in business like this for a fundamentally altering technology, they have to go whatever they can get. Micron's the next one. Micron's cheap quality, you're right, is trash. But when you ain't got nothing else, you have to build this AI technology. You can switch off the processors later. You see what I'm saying? You got to have something to test on. So if I was a big CEO of a major tech company, I would buy up all the Micron processors, develop the AI on top of that, then replace the processors when processors are cheaper down the line. The worst thing you could do is sit on the sidelines. You have to do something. So Micron process is going to be the next option. You got to take what you can get, and you can, like my mom said. My mom actually has a quote. She said, take what you can get till you can do better. That's what my mom used to tell me. Take what you can get until you can do better. That's a perfect quote for this situation. We got 460 likes on YouTube, but 700 people watching. Y'all refuse to give me the likes and the subscribers. Come on, man, let's do it. Yeah, so that's what people are going to have to do now with Micron. So Micron's, I'm at 90% sure it's going to be the next tech stock to rise. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to ask any questions. I'm going to let you guys go for the night. XRPs, we're just waiting for this lawsuit to be over. That's it. Like I said, last thing is I need you guys to get into the CNC. Like I said, if you don't like it, we'll refund you. And I've gotten very few refund requests. So DM me the word CNC after. There's going to be a CNC after party after this. So like I said, is that I'm going to give you guys one more minute to ask any questions. We're going to do a big event at the Apollo Theater coming probably in a couple of months. I'll make sure you guys know. If you're interested in that, just send me the word Apollo, and I'll make sure you have that later on. I'll make sure you have that information. It says, I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for joining.